Yo, Bingers, welcome back. Thanks for clicking. Now, we already read this main story out of this DC Comics tour number 2, but we're going to be checking out this back issue backstory from 1975 by Joe Kubert. When is a dream not a dream? When you wake up to find out that what you thought was a dream is reality. And how many times have you experienced something and been uncertain to whether it had actually happened, or if it had been a figment of your imagination? Danny Wakely could be one of your own pals, or your brother, or you. One day, Danny has discovered that he led a different life in his dreams. Or were they dreams? Here's his story. You decide for yourself. Now we could get a nice, cool little dinosaur skeleton T-Rex there, and the I guess that's a woolly mammoth that's supposed to be back there. By Joe Kubert. It's afternoon. The science class from the local high school is enjoying a field trip to the municipal museum. It might be your high school, and maybe you've taken such a trip. The ancient bones look down impassively as the students listen with rapt attention. And now we come to the dinosaura. Those animals that dominated the Earth's surface for some 170 million years. The largest animals ever to walk the Earth. Golly, Mr. Black, it's hard to believe that these things were ever alive. Imagine if they were around today. Yes, they actually did live, Danny, and if their brains had matched their tremendous bodies, they might still be alive today. They were not capable of thought. Only reflexes. Therefore, they couldn't prepare or anticipate a changing world. That's funny. I get the strangest feeling looking at these skeletons. The word dinosaur means terrible lizard, and that's exactly what they were. Some of them walked on their hind legs, but the biggest of them walked on all fours. This was the Brontosaurus, 67 feet long, weighing in at 30 or 40 tons. I seem to remember a long time ago, not when I was a kid, before, but how could I remember further back, before I was born? If I wasn't alive yet, how could I remember? But I'm sure I remember I can see a giant animal like I've never seen in any zoo. I feel like I'm spinning, getting dizzy. Then it happens. The room spins around in steadily widening circles. The present and the past merge into one. Mr. Black's voice fades, then strengthens, then fades again, as countless centuries widen the gap between Danny Wakely and the 20th century. There was a time that the dinosaurs roamed the earth at will. Some more cool art by Jack. Slowly, Danny's mind clears. He looks around to find himself in a foreign world, a prehistoric world. This must be a dream, but is it? Dun, 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 dun. What, where am I? Gosh, this place looks kind of like the place where Mr. Black told us about, but how did I get here? I saw something move just beyond that boulder. Come out! Who are you? What are you? Oh, gee gosh, it's a caveman. And he doesn't look too friendly either. I think I better get out of here. And they throw their little tomahawk at him. That axe was no dream. Those guys are trying to kill me. Danny succeeds in losing in pursuit. I guess that's got to be his pursuers in the canyon's dense undergrowth. I don't know how, I know, but there's terrible danger in this place. I've got to watch my step. As he plods through almost impenetrable jungle, Danny tries to clear his thoughts. My head's still spinning. One minute I'm in the museum, and the next, I wonder if I'll ever get back. Danny stops for a moment to catch his breath and looks back to find they're not coming any closer. They must be scared of something in these woods, and I know it's not me. Accompanied by guttural threats, the furious cavemen shake their fists menacingly at Danny. But do not advance. I know what to expect if they catch me, so I'll take my chances and go on. Moments later, Danny comes to a vast clearing. He is attracted to the peculiarly shaped rocks which compose the area's floor. Golly, I've never seen such queer-shaped rocks. They look like donuts. Snarl! Oh my gosh! And we got a cool prehistoric bear here from Joe. The intent of the giant prehistoric bear is apparent as he snarls viciously at the frightened boy. Rawr! I'm a goner! Danny turns to run, only to find his escape route blocked by a saber-toothed tiger. Golly Jehoshaphat, what do I do now? Instinctively, Danny drops to the ground just as the tiger jumps. Right, it's like King Kong. Before Danny's startled eyes, the two primordial beasts lock in mortal combat. Hold on a second. Mortal Kombat! Alright. I've got to get out of here. While the titanic struggle continues unabated, Danny works on one of the round rocks. If I can work this, I'll be away before either of them notice me. Down the steep grade, past the bloody fray rolls Danny on his prehistoric two-wheeler. He made... Alright, okay, comic books. Danny brings his vehicle to a halt away from the scene of the battle. I should be far enough now. I wonder which animal won. But the tooth and claw are still ripping flesh and fur as their roars echo and re-echo through the land. Gee, I've never seen anything like this in my whole life. They're killing each other. Moments later, Danny views the carnage. Both beasts are dead, still locked in a death grip. If either one had beaten the other, there'd be one last kid in Mr. Black's class. Mr. Black's class? Gee, I wonder if I'll ever get back home. How will I be able to live here? Danny, someone's calling me, but I don't see anyone. I'm getting dizzy. Danny. The world whirls about him, and once more Danny feels himself fly through time and space. Danny! That's a fine way to show your interest in natural history, by falling fast asleep. I could hardly wake you up. Mr. Black, what happened? How did I get back here? Back here? You never left. Now come, Danny. There are still some very interesting exhibits we haven't seen. Try to stay awake. Danny fell asleep in class. Danny fell asleepy. Then it was all a dream. It seemed so real. The tiger, the giant bear, the cavemen. They all seem so real. Here, students, we have an example of man's earliest form of locomotion. It can be compared to the invention of the electric light in the 19th century. It's his thing he made. I put that together myself. I better not say anything, though. They think I was crazy. The next exhibit was discovered not far from the round stones that were tied together. In fact, it was found, as we shall see it, on a bed of these peculiarly shaped stones, in the form of mummified remains. Gee willikers! A prehistoric bear and a saber-toothed tiger, having killed each other in battle. The tiger and the bear, both of them just as I saw them in my dream. Or was it a dream? Did Danny dream his adventure, or did he really go back in time? Your guess is as good as mine. Well, I think I could guess that really didn't happen. But there we go. Beauty. See, that I like doing the back issue binge because you get like the little stories like that. And I wanted to show you this here. This ad for first DC gave you the world's greatest superheroes. Then DC introduced top quality mystery tales. Now DC presents fantasy at its best in our all new adventure line. You got Justice Inc. I don't know him. Claw, I've got some. Tour's what we got right here. Stalker, I never heard of. Warlord, I know. Beowulf. And Kong, I just got one of them. And now on sale on our own action-packed magazines. Alright, everybody. You know the drill. Thanks for hanging out. And until next time, I'll see you in the back issues.